up on your nigga, no question. You were when a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga, boof. I'm a 88 pack nigga, boof. I mean, Dave Walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Light, weight. We gonna get to it because it's time to bleed. King Jr., Cass, Eric Holt, Jose Diaz, salute, man. Landed at 216. Alfred, what up? Jason, Ghost. Oh boy. Oh boy. Salute to you, Ghost. Prayers up for you and your brother and your whole family, man. That's tough, brother. It's tough, brother. Everyone have your prayers up. Prayers up for you, man. You and your family. Man, stay up, bro. Stay up, bro. We're gonna hold down the fort for you, man. Just keep listening, man, and we're gonna contribute what we can, man. Throw your Cash App up there, brother. Throw your Cash App up there. Salute to you, Ghost, and salute to your brother and entire family, bro. Black Superman. Viva tu vida. It's good. Karen Alexis. Stormy B, man, in the building. Ricky Wine. Kevin Dunbar. Aaron Jordan. Underground Asylum. Rick Blackwell. Earl Taylor. PLG Ski. Robert Singleton. Rashad Livingston. Sylvia 357. Ratchet since 91. Devontae Morse. Troll Killer. Mr. Shelton. Jelly Bean. Duke Todd, Case Nasty. Yes, sir. Jay Relic. It jumped on me. Anthony Lamar, salute. Brandon Curry Williams, Jay Walk. Anwar Willis. Albert Doherty, C Love. Well, let's get started. I have the picture, Anthony Ingram, salute. I'm going to cook for a minute, so if I miss the family coming into the building, I apologize. But I connected some dots last night. HMC, Stephen C, salute. Geo James, salute. I connected some dots last night. 909, salute. And it is imperative that y'all follow me with this. And I put Kevin Ioli's name in the title on purpose. All right. It's clear he's never coming here for me to ask the questions. All right. I'm going to pull up another screen. Snacks B, salute. Mark Stern, Signs of the Times TV, HQ, salute. I'm going to pull up another screen, so I'm not going to see the chat for a second. I'm going to read you an article from Boxing Scene based off of the interview that Wilder did. Now, how do you read a book? You don't start from the back or the middle and read backwards, or from the middle and read forwards. You start from the beginning and then go to the end. All right? I already had a fool, Sante El Salute, hit me up and say, see, he said it. But what was my number one complaint with Kevin Ioli? Well, first of all, I'm just going to pull it up. DP Rocker, salute. MP, whoop. Salute, fam. Let me pull up this other screen. Matter of fact, what am I talking about? I'm going to go ahead and share the screen so we can read it as a family. read it as a family. There we go. Deontay Wilder plans to wear something special to the ring for the third Tyson Fury fight. Written by Keith Idec, and I'm pointing that out for a reason. We'll get to that in a minute. The problems Deontay Wilder contends that his extravagant, heavy costume caused before his last fight haven't deterred him from planning to wear a different, elaborate outfit for his next fight. For his next ring walk. Wonder why is that? Wilder explained during the Zoom call Wednesday that he'll wear something special into the ring again October 9th for his third heavyweight title fight with Tyson Fury. All of my fights, well, since I became champion, it's nobody to come out with a better dress, better uniform than I, Wilder said. And we're going to continue with that. And we'll just have to see what I put on. It's going to be something special. It's going to be something that I dictate, that I dedicate this, to my people, my tribe, so look forward to seeing it. So he's letting them know ahead of time. Something similar to this. And wait. Now, I want you to listen carefully. You don't start reading the book from the middle forward, from the middle back. You start from the beginning to the end. Already had people hit me up. See, he said it, and da-da-da. No. Some fool said he said it on the phone recently. No. You didn't listen to the call. Okay? You didn't listen to the interview. And you didn't read this article properly. So now, let us go. A follow-up question by Boxing Scene regarding the weight and the details of his outfit for the October 9th was not permitted because each outlet was limited to 2 questions apiece during Wilder's limited period of availability. So let me read that again. Regarding a follow-up question by BoxingScene.com regarding the weight and details of his outfit for October 9th was not permitted because each outlet was limited to 2 questions apiece during Wilder's limited period of availability. Now, let me stop right there. Let me stop right there for a second. Screw back up here. Salute, y'all. I see y'all signing in the building. I had to pull up this other screen real quick. Salute to Amada in that super chat. He says salute to the Druth. Salute to you, family. Salute to the family. Tay, I see you. Xavier, salute. Now listen to me very carefully. Let me listen to me very carefully. In what universe was it not permitted for them to ask about the goddamn uniform? I'm going to read it to you again. Let me pull up this other screen. A follow-up question by Boxing Scene regarding the weight of the details of his outfit for October 9th was not permitted. You see what they said? Because each outlet was limited to 2 questions apiece during Wilder's limited period of availability. If you read that, the way it's written, you would think that they're saying you were not allowed to ask any questions, any follow-up questions in reference to the weight and the details of this outfit. The way this is cleverly written, these guys go to school for this. The way it's cleverly written, all they're saying is, we're going to bring you on. You're allowed 2 questions, make it count, and that's it. But the way this is written right here, you see, I got to break this down for y'all. The way this is written right here, you would think that a follow-up question in reference to his outfit wasn't permitted. Like there was someone saying, you can't ask that. Deontay never limits anybody from asking anything that they want. And by the way, Keith Idick is one of the people he doesn't speak to anymore. Tay Jones just told me last night the only reason why he spoke to this fool is because he has an obligation to promote the fight, a contractual obligation to promote the fight. So that wasn't that wasn't his choice to speak to this guy. He was just on the call. But you see how he wrote this, right? You see how he wrote this. A follow-up question by Boxing Scene regarding the weight and details of his outfit for October 9th was not permitted because each outlet was limited to 2 questions apiece during Wilder's limited period of availability. All he had to say right here was Boxing Scene only had 2 questions because his time was limited. But they wanted to follow up they wanted a follow-up question. But the way you read this at first, and the only reason why I'm saying this is because I got the emails. I read them, and a lot of them, let me tell you something, people, not everything is worth a response. When they email you just to try and taunt you, I'm not responding to that crap. I'm going to delete it. I went to this article, I read it, I said, I'm clever. Now let me read on. Now that we've caught the play. That was clever, but I caught that. Wilder revealed following his 7th round technical knockout, oh, they got it right now. Because a lot of these guys write that he got knocked out. A lot of them write that. Wilder revealed following his 7th round technical knockout loss to Fury in February of 2020 that his 45-pound costume contributed to him lacking energy from the start of their rematch. I highlighted that. Please keep that in mind. Wilder was widely criticized for mentioning the costume he chose as a contributing factor to his first professional defeat. The former WBC champion did acknowledge during an interview with Boxing Scene 2 days after his loss to Fury that he wouldn't wear something nearly as heavy again. Now I'm going to read y'all something. Now, first and foremost, let me pull up the other screen. First and foremost, do y'all know what he's talking about? Y'all know what he's talking about? Interview 2 days after the loss. Do y'all recall me having a conversation with Tay Jones? And I said, what is this interview they're talking about? He said, yeah, he did an interview with them 2 days after. And I think it was either before surgery or after surgery to fix the issue in his face. Do y'all remember that? This is the interview he's referring to. And the only way I can be told that I'm wrong, but I'm connecting the dots. This is the interview that Kevin Ioli only released 20 seconds of. That his boss told him not to release the whole interview because that could open up the door for more problems. Well, here we are. I think, I'm not sure, but I think Keith Idick was on that call with Kevin Ioli and maybe a couple of other people. This is the interview. A whole year later, now we're getting bits and parts of it. I'm going to read. I think I'm just going to have to make some adjustments with the accessories that's on there. Wilder said in February of 2020, my last couple of outfits, they had no weight on it. It was more styrofoam. This time around, we added different heavy things. The skulls, the rhinestones that was on there. There was a lot of things that were designed on there that made it very, very, very heavy. You know, even with the mask, it had battery packs in the mask, so it was quite a bit, you know. And I'm definitely going to change that up. That's something I'll never do again. Now, that whole paragraph, he didn't say that in the interview. And I'm talking to the idiots that hit me on the email. He didn't say that yesterday in the interview. He just said that that's what he said after the 2 days after the second fight. So shout out to the trolls that can't get in, that ran to this article to try and shut me down, because I have to read for you. I have to read and interpret for you. This is from the interview that we've been telling Kevin Ioli, release it. This is from the interview, 2 days after the loss. Salute, y'all. I see y'all in the building. I see y'all, family. But this is important. I got to connect dots for people that can't pay attention to detail, Kevin. Pay attention to detail, Kevin. He didn't say this yesterday. He said this 2 days after the loss. Now, what do we know? What do we know about this statement that he just made? Because let me read on. Because I might have to bring this home for y'all, because y'all really don't pay attention. The Tuscaloosa, Alabama native also admitted, let me highlight that, then that he had no one to blame but himself for choosing such a heavy outfit for his ring entrance that night. This is getting good, because I'm going to show you why Kevin Ioli didn't release this. I'm going to show you why I call this a grand scheme. I'm going to show you why Kevin Ioli, his boss, told him it could lead to other things. Y'all remember I put up that post? My brother New York Forever had a conversation with him, I believe, on Instagram, where he questioned his integrity as a journalist, and that pissed him off. And he said that he didn't release it because his boss said it would leave him open for other things, something of that nature. I don't recall exactly what he said, but I have it. Remember when he said, the bottom line is his boss told him, don't release it. I'm going to show you why he told him not to release it. And I'm going to show you why I call this a grand scheme. I'm going to show you. But let me read on. Deontay said, when I first tried it on, I saw that it had some type of weight to it, Wilder said. But during that time, you get too excited and you want people to see it. But we immediately started feeling, all right, we're going to have to put this uniform on a certain amount of time before we go out. Even when we had to delay it a little bit before putting it on. But our timing wasn't perfect. We still had the uniform on about 10 to 15 minutes before the walking out. And I was walking around with it. I just didn't have the helmet on. And when I put the helmet on and started walking out, it was a long ring walk due to circumstances I was under, 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 due to circumstances I was under. It immediately drained my legs. Due to circumstances I was under, it immediately drained my legs. Due to circumstances I was under, 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 it immediately drained my legs.
Don't drink no more water because there's none of that. I don't remember anything. It was all a blur. Don't drink no more water because there's none of that.
Don't drink no more water because there's none of that.
Due to circumstances I was under, it immediately just drained my legs. Bam. And then you're talking about walking up the stairs to the ring with it on. It was almost like a workout. I didn't think it would affect me that much but it affected me more than what I expected. Then, by him coming and leaning his body on me and pushing me down and putting me in headlocks, that played a part in affecting my legs as well. Fury's a 3-1 favorite versus Wilder. That's good, because I'll be betting money on the underdog. Now, Tay Jones was there for the whole thing. You heard Tay Jones say Wilder was trying to shake his legs out. He damn near kicked him during the ring walk. Y'all heard him say that. You know why Kevin Ioli, his boss, told him not to put that out? Because all of this was going to come out. When I say that there's a grand scheme into degrading and discrediting Deontay Wilder, I hope you're paying attention to detail. Kevin. Salute to WJ Luckett in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. He said, no matter how many times you said, due to circumstances I was under, I guarantee haters still won't catch it. No, they're probably going to loop it and make a joke of it. Okay, go ahead and make your jokes. But that's a key line. Due to circumstances I was under. How many times did we say the suit felt heavy because his legs weren't there? And he didn't know what the hell was going on. They didn't know anything until Tay got a phone call before they left Vegas. They were lying from the time the seventh round ended. Tay said, I think his mother called him and said, yo, how's D doing? Y'all at the hospital? He said, at the hospital? We're still in the arena. Something like that, right? I told you, ESPN said that he was in the hospital and Mark Breland was outside of the locker room sitting on the stool crying because he got fired. ESPN said that. None of which is true. People will look and take a picture and paint their own picture and tell you what the picture is. I can show you a picture of a snake hanging off a branch, going in to get a fish and snatch it up out the water, and I could say, snake saves a fish from drowning. Those little white lies. Do you see why his boss told him not to put that out? It would have behooved you to let this rest and not mention it. You did the interview for a reason, and they was waiting for the perfect time to leak out more quotes from the interview. But you trolls and other, raccoons, you super coons, you guys are so quick to jump on stuff that you don't read. I had about 5 fools that thought that he just said that yesterday. And I'm like, did you even hear the interview? Ladies and gentlemen, not everything deserves a response. Look what he said yesterday. I'm like, I heard the interview. He didn't say none of this. And I'm reading it. I'm like, a lot of this I didn't hear him say. I say, wait a minute. Some of this is 20 seconds of that interview that Kevin Ioli put out. You know, the 20 seconds of the interview that his boss told him not to put out. He said, don't put out the whole interview. So which one is it, Kevin Ioli? Is it, the boss said, don't put out the interview at all, or it's okay to release 20 seconds. If you could put out 20 seconds of an interview, put out 5 seconds of another part of it. Put out 10 seconds of another part of it. Because I know it was more than 20 seconds. It was something like 30 minutes. Remember when we told you, release the whole interview because we want to hear what he said in context? Well, this has to be, because it's 2 days later, this has to be from that interview that Kevin Ioli's boss told him not to put out. And Keith Idec is one of the journalists that D don't talk to no more because of that. I think, and I'm going to ask Tay later, I think he was on that call. Does Kevin Ioli and Keith Idec have the same boss? I'm asking. Y'all bring y'all asses on to the Strong House because I have questions about that interview. So yeah, the suit was heavy. Why was it heavy? That's what I'm asking y'all. Why was it heavy? I don't know. Maybe I want to ask Mark Breland. Who said that he didn't give him water. I am sure will. He said he didn't give him water. On the video, what did we see? We see him giving Deontay water. So what the hell are you talking about? But when I call this a grand scheme, I'm just making it up. Salute to my brother, Big Dog Willie, in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. She said, come on, put it on, big fella, put it on and on. Big L. Y'all don't know about that. That's hip hop right there. Rest in peace, Big L. Yeah. Yep. Now, I'm sorry, Jay. Let me scroll back up. I'm sorry. This joint be bugging something, man. StreamYard need to do better. Salute to my brother Jason in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. He said, I pray Wilder walk out to the song To This Day by Loaded Lux. Bro, I got a few suggestions, but yeah. He got love in these streets. Salute to you, Jason. My bad. StreamYard, they some days they let you know there's like a little bubble at the top. And some days it's just not there. I don't know why the hell, it's like they do what the hell they want. I'm sorry. My bad. It's anybody else. My apologies, brother. Due to circumstances I was under. So listen to the 5 assholes that emailed me. Thank you for proving my point. You guys, y'all can read, but comprehension seems to be a problem. You don't start reading a book from the middle. You don't read anything from the middle. Let me give you a little story. I may have mentioned this before. When you hear me say pay attention to detail, I got that from the police academy. And if they tell you to do something, it's paramilitary. And anybody that's been in the military, y'all know this. If you get a direct order and you do anything outside of what your superior tells you to do, what happens? You got a sergeant here, you got a captain here, you got a lieutenant here, and they all screaming at you. Pay attention to detail, recruit. And the strongest people that get physically strong when they leave the academy, usually the ones that got put in front leading rest and did the most push-ups because they were messing up. Get in front leading rest. By the time they leave the academy in 6 months, their chest be out to here. They were like, yo, you got screamed at a lot, didn't you? Yeah. Well, there was a course in there called police science. This is how far back I go. And I remember we went into the classroom and the instructor said, sit down, we got a test, we got a surprise test. We was like, damn. Early in the morning, they hitting us with a test. Sit down. He gave specific orders. He says, it's a quick quiz. Y'all got 5 minutes. Read the entire page before he said, read the instructions, complete the whole test, and give it to me. And I'm not playing. If this test is not completed, y'all gonna have a horrible PT. Meaning, if we mess up in the classroom, they go to our PT instructors where we work out at and say, yo, give company whatever help. Put them through it. So everybody's nervous. People, it's early in the morning. We wiping coal out of our eye. We're like, oh my God, we got this quiz. He puts the paper in front of us and it's front and back. And we're like, wait a minute, 5 minutes? And the direct order was to read everything on the paper before you write anything. And he was very specific. He said, I don't know if you don't read this. If I see anybody writing 30 seconds into this test, I'm taking a deportment card, meaning it's a minor violation. You get too many of those taken away from you, you get a command discipline, and they take vacation days. It's a big old thing. So I'm like, damn. So I'm sitting down and I'm reading. And these are like detailed questions, more than 2. And I'm like, and the whole time I'm like, we're not finishing this in 5 minutes. And I said, wait a minute. So I'm reading. And I hear a couple of my classmates in the back go, huh? Another one, huh? And some people, they're looking around and they're watching the instructor, and then they turn the page and they start filling it. They start answering the questions. I turned the page around. I got to the bottom and I said, he says, time. And when he said time, you still see people trying to fill out answers. Oh, that's another thing. He said the quiz is imperative to our grade. Some nonsense. So I sat there with a few of my classmates and we folded our arms like. He said, everyone who wrote, bring your test to me. Half the class got up, gave it to I almost said his name. Gave it to the instructor. He said, I sit back down. He said, all 17 of you failed. And he slammed the paper down. He said, the rest of you are all right. And they're looking around like, what? And I'm laughing like, it was like 30 questions. There was no way we was going to finish that in 5 minutes. The last question at the bottom wasn't a question. It said, write nothing on this paper. The direct order when we walked in the room and sat down. Oh yeah, Kane, he was trolling big time, but that was an exercise of paying attention to detail. There was no way we was going to finish that test in 5 minutes. He said, read the entire test before you write. No, I'm sorry. He didn't say before you write. Because he told us what he said. And then I said, oh, he did say that. He said, read the entire test if you have to write. And he said that fast. Read the entire test if you have to write. And he said it twice. And at first, it's early in the morning. At first, you're thinking, oh, he made a mistake. We know what he meant. He made a mistake. We know what he meant. It's a test. We have pens. Because during the roll call, you have to be prepared. You have to have your 2 pens, your 2 deportment cards for them to yank from you to get in trouble. You have to be squared away, which means your tie has to be level with the belt. Your trousers have to be clean. Your shirt can't be wrinkled, tucked in your pants. And he said it twice. Read the whole test if you have to write. Read the whole test if you have to write. Said it's something like that. And we, in our minds, we saying, it's early for us, so I know it's earlier for him. We know what he meant. Yeah, he know what he meant. And we heard him. So I sat down and I said, there's no way we're going to finish this test in 5 minutes. 30 questions, and these were detailed questions. You want us to read the whole thing first and then go back? The only thing we should have had on that was our name and our tax registry numbers at the top. That's what he said. Fill it out, read the whole thing. If I catch anybody writing 30 seconds in, because they're really big on integrity. He said, if I catch anybody writing, I'm taking a deportment card. And midway through, I'm nervous. I'm like, we can't complete this in 5 minutes. What is he talking about? I said, wait a minute. And part of the reason why I knew something was happening was because I had somebody tell me something about this prior. And I said, wait a minute. And at the last thing on the page, on the back, it said, write nothing on this paper other than what he told us to do. Pay attention to detail. Kevin Ioli said, my boss told me not to release this. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to pull up what he read, what he said. Let's see if I can find it. Holy. Do I have it? Say what I don't have. Oh, here it is. Okay. I don't think Deontay is making sense. Honestly, Deontay has been one of my favorite guys in boxing for a long time until this happened. I really liked him, past tense, which means he don't like him now. I really liked him, but what he has done and said indicates something is odd going on. So already, he's admitting that there's something odd going on, but he's leaning more towards Deontay making excuses. Never mind the fact that all of these findings that come out later, he's not jumping on our side. He's not jumping on the champ side. Shout out to champ side. Press one. He's going in a direction that he's making excuses. He says there's something odd going on. I can't explain his actions. We explained it to you. He finally explained it to you. Are you not going to get the American champions back? You're not going to acknowledge what he's going. Nothing. This seems normal to you. No, but you're going to lean on the side of him making excuses. Fine. He said maybe he had a concussion and didn't remember. Maybe he had a concussion and didn't remember. He's referring to the interview. Maybe he had a concussion and didn't remember, but I can tell you 100% that what I quoted him as saying he said. And there was a part of me at first when he said it that thought he was effing with me. But as the conversation went on, it became clear it was not. So I can't explain what he is saying, but I would bet my life Mark Breland didn't spike his water. Bro, don't bet your life. That is crazy. You have no idea what was going on. But now we just told you. You can't even write an article saying, yo, there might be something going on there, especially after the clip I play a lot. You'd be doing yourself a service by saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. I don't know, but there might be some merit to what Deontay's saying. He ain't spiked the water. Why wasn't Fury drinking any water? Why did his brother tell him don't drink no more water because it's none of ours? Were you in the locker room? You said Mark didn't spike the water, but we have evidence that there's water, that water could have been spiked because Tyson didn't drink any. And why is Tyson not drinking any water if water can't be spiked? Kevin. He says, so I can't explain what he is saying, but I would bet my life Mark Breland didn't spike his water. And that stuff would have been shown up in a post-fight drug test, which it did not. Well, not if they were not looking for certain things. I asked the same question to Kevin Ioli that I asked all the trolls and everything else. Is they cheating in boxing? Huh? Is it cheating in boxing? There are things that don't show up in tests. Spiking water is actually an old trick. Deontay's only mistake here was believing that Team Fury had some integrity. And we've shown twice that they do not. What else does this turncoat say? I never heard him say release the tape, but I don't listen to these goofy conspiracy theory shows. But when he went on that Sports 78 show and was ripping Breland, I wanted to release it, but my boss told me not to do so. Where is this newfound love for Mark Breland coming from? So what? He ripped Mark Breland. Were you ripping the people, ripping Mark Breland for the better part of a decade? He was there the whole time. Kevin, were you ripping the people who were ripping Mark Breland? Would you go in the bat for Mark Breland? Or did you wait until he said, yo, man, you're fired? Huh? He said that Sports 78 show. But you don't know what the LDBC is, though, right? The first thing 78 says before every video and after every video is 78 Sports TV, salute to the mighty LDBC. When he leaves, 78 Sports TV, salute to the mighty LDBC. Don't you dare tell me that you don't know what the LDBC is. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you got on your Instagram and you said, I don't know what the LDBC is, but Fred Hawthorne and you know exactly who we are. You know exactly, and you know exactly who I am. I'm just asking you for a conversation. And I'm telling you straight up and down, I don't trust you because of this. All right? Your boss told you not to do so. He said that I have the credibility, and releasing it opens up issues that are unforeseen. Let me read that again for the people in the back. He said that I have the credibility, and releasing it opens up issues that are unforeseen. He says, of course, I 100% want to release it and wanted to release it months ago because who wants to be called a liar or say they cheated at their job? That's the absolute effing worst thing you could say to a journalist. So I was doing what my boss told me to do by not releasing the audio. Let me stop right there. I don't need to go any further. Your boss told you not to release it. Does that mean release it or not? The boss didn't say, don't release it. Smash the like button. They're playing with the likes over here. I can look at it and tell. They didn't say, don't release it. Or you could release 20 seconds of it, but that's it. You released a very instrumental part that pushed a narrative. And you made things worse because he just said you have the credibility. But releasing it, let me read it again. You have the credibility, but releasing it, he said that I have the credibility and releasing it opens up issues that are unforeseen. Well, here we are with the issues. Here we are with the issues. You should have listened to your boss, Kevin. You should have listened to your boss and not said anything, because now the only thing I'll be talking about right now is Keith Addick. Because what he did was he quoted from the interview that you guys had 2 days after the fight. You heard what Wilder said was quoted. You were there for it. But you went ahead and released, because you got in your feelings, because someone questioned your integrity, you released 20 seconds of an audio, knowing that there was something wrong. You just said. But here's the sad part. He says, you really liked him, blah, 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 blah. there was a part of me at first when he said it that thought he was effing with me. But as the conversation went on, it became clear it was not. So I can't explain what he's saying, but I wouldn't bet my life but I would bet my life that Mark Breland didn't spike his water. So what you're doing is you don't believe it. You don't believe it. So he told you that he wasn't feeling right. And he's explained later on that his water was spiked. And you're saying not Mark Breland. He had a great career. He would never do nothing. He would never do anything like that. You know what? Jeffrey Dahmer's neighbors. Do I need to go any further? In suburbs USA, how many mass murderers was living next door to these people? And when they found out, they talked to the neighbors what kind of guy he was, what kind of woman she was. He was quiet. She was quiet. They went to the store every day, and we waved hello. And I've been to the house with the barbecue, and I never knew that he had bodies in the basement. People missing since the 70s in his basement, frozen. So Deontay figures out what happens to him based off of people telling him. And then you want to say, oh, I don't believe it. I believe Mark. Why would he do that to Mark? Because you love Mark now, right? And then what do? You release 20 seconds of an audio because you're mad that he fired Mark. Because you're mad that he made a change. Ain't that right, Kevin? I know somebody's going to show this to him, and I don't care. I don't care, man. Because he doesn't care. You're wrong and strong like the rest of old media, and you guys are forcing a goddamn agenda. You want to know why I know you're for? This is why I don't believe you, Kevin. No, I believe, you know what? I do believe you. I believe old media to be who they are. This is the rhythm. Keith Iddick, Kevin Ioli, this is your rhythm. Doug Fisher, Rick Glasser, Steve Kim, this is your rhythm. You want to know why? I did a video on this. You know something? I'm going to reiterate. Why is this not bigger news? Now, it's been about almost a day. It's been about almost a day. I need to know why this is not bigger news. Tyson Fury, I'm just going to stick with one COVID-19 shot until after the Wilder fight. I already had one fool, and this is written by Keith Iddick again. I already had one fool in my comment section on that very video that say, oh, well, the COVID shot. You listen, I'm not concerned about anybody's mother effing opinion about the COVID shot. I don't care. He said all of this stuff. You know what I said to him? Never mind your personal feelings about the COVID shot. Never mind that you agree that he might have some underlying reaction to it before the fight. Were we not told that he was fully vaccinated already? Yes or no in the chat. Were we not told he was fully vaccinated before he had COVID? Were we not told that he was fully vaccinated? We were told that, right? So I don't even know who that dude was in my video, but let's read, because you guys, I'm talking to the trolls, not to the family. You guys have a problem with comprehension. All right. Deontay Wilder's right hand isn't the only shot Tyson Fury is prepared to avoid while winding down training camp for their third fight. But let me skip to the important part. Okay? Fury admitted during his aforementioned interview with Boxing Scene that he was reluctant to get the second shot while training because he isn't sure how the potential side effects would impact his preparation for their high-stakes pay-per-view event. You can never tell, Fury said. There's so much BS with all this. Stories what go around, and you never know what the truth is and what's not. So I'm not in the risk-taking game. First of all, Bob Arum assured us that you was fully vaccinated. Then he assured us that you was going to take your second shot. Now you're backing down from that. All right? He says, I'm in a serious life-threatening job. Yeah, you are. You can get your lights knocked out with one punch. Is he telling us something? Is he telling us something? And if a second shot was to affect me in any way, then I'd never live with myself. I'm reading it house written before a big fight. Is he telling us something? But when the fight's over and it haven't affected me, I'll have time to recover from it. First of all, was you sick when you got your first shot? Huh? You never disclosed that. But I wouldn't go now to have me injection not knowing what's going to happen next week because I've got much business on. You know what I think? He's juiced to the gills and he doesn't know what side effects that shot will give him. That's just my opinion, but let's move on. He said it would not only affect my career, but affect my family's future earnings and taking food out of my family's mouth. First of all, let me stop right there. It will affect your future career, affect my career, and take family out my family's future earnings. Take food out of his family's mouth. First of all, dumbass. Okay, because you're a dumbass. You're a dumbass. All right, let me reiterate. You're a dumbass. You're in the red with Bob Arum. All right? You got to pay Deontay Wilder legal fees for wasting time in arbitration when you should have just had this fight last October or December. This is their 5th training camp, goofing around with you. You've taken food off the table for your own family. You did that. And now you're worried about a shot? You already took one. How'd you feel after the first one? I know people that have taken 2 shots. They either got sick twice or they didn't feel anything twice. But whatever, I'm not a doctor, and you're not either. But I know that Bob Arum first lied to us and said that you was fully vaccinated. Then he assured us that once you recover, you're going to take the other shot. Okay? But here's the part right here that I have highlighted. Y'all ready for this? Fury has contracted COVID-19 twice, once in 2020 and again in July. He stressed Wednesday that his first bout with the coronavirus was worse than the second illness. The 33-year-old Fury wasn't contractually obligated to get fully vaccinated in order to move forward with the rescheduled third showdown with Wilder. The Manchester native has accepted the rationale for getting the second shot. He's talking about it killed a lot of people in the world. Bro, listen. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that he caught? I was so lost when I read that, I had to send Blue Blood a super chat because I said, yo, I don't catch everything. Maybe I missed it. So I put in a super chat on those live streams. So salute the Blue Blood because he's everywhere. I said, Blue, did he catch the COVID twice? And when Blue says, I don't know, I'm 99.999% sure that it didn't happen. If Blue don't know, if Ego don't know, if Champ Side don't know, those are names you can trust. If 78 don't know. So I got to Googling. I couldn't find anything. Did y'all know that he caught COVID? The time that he caught COVID, which postponed the 24th date, was the second time he caught COVID. Did y'all know that? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? You see, that's the story. Not some goddamn suit. Let me close the chapter on the suit. The suit he wore to fight King Kong Ortiz, I was told by Tay Jones that it was just as heavy. Why? Because Tay was there. Who are you going to believe? A hating ass fossil from old media, or Tay Jones, who was there, and since he's been doing content on YouTube, tell me how many times he's been wrong in reference to this whole thing. Who are you going to believe? The man who was there? The man who told you, yo, D was shaking his legs out so bad, he damn near kicked me. Are you going to believe when you watched it with someone who doesn't even know boxing, when he took that helmet off and they looked and said, what's up with your man? I was at a bar. People were asking, what's up with him? Someone asked me, does he smoke weed or something? I said, no, not that I know of. He never looked like that before. These are strangers that just showed up to a fight party that had nothing else to do with their Saturday night. And they knew there was something wrong. Everybody got a story like that. They were in somewhere and we're looking at it like, yo, what the hell? And that person that's like the super casual looking like, is he okay? I've heard dozens of stories like that. So who are you going to believe? Tay Jones or Keith Idy? Tay Jones or Kevin Ioli? Now he told that person, New York Forever, in that chat that he used to like Wilder. Until this. What exactly this is? Salute to Shabazz. He said we were told that Fury was fully vaccinated. Then we were told that he agreed to take the second shot. As of that article in the boxing scene that I just shared with y'all, nope. We have been lied to again. I'm used to it. Listen, what do I say about Fury and all of these other clowns? His father, all you got to do is let them talk. Let them talk, because they're going to tell on themselves. Why do you think I say time reveals all truth? Why do you think I say a lie is nothing but the long way to the truth? Why do you think I say that? It's just not a fancy catchphrase. What has happened through this whole fiasco? How many times he lied to us? I'm running out of digits. Salute to my brother Big Dog Willie in that super chat. He said Fury caught COVID 25 times and he never did coke. Hey, you see, okay, you wrote an article. He's going to wear another suit. You know what that proves to me? This time it's not going to matter. The suit he wore to the ring against King Kong Ortiz was around the same weight. I can't say whether it was just as heavy or not. I wasn't there. There's no scales because, you know, they want to get technical. How could you wasn't there. Did you weigh both of them? Okay, so let's not get technical. He did say that previous costumes was made of styrofoam or whatever. So, but I do know that it was around the same weight. You know why I know? I have faith in Tay Jones. He said, yo, the King Kong Ortiz thing was just as heavy, around the same weight. That's what he said. He's worn things just as heavy or around the same weight. But what made this different? He said it felt like a pre-workout. And when he took the helmet off, he's wiping his eyes. Salute to you, Kevin Ioli. Did he look normal in the fight? Wobbling around the ring, getting thrown to the ground? Grabbing punches behind the head? Point deduction? It doesn't seem so crazy when you hear this, does it, Kevin?
Don't drink no more water because there's none of that. I don't remember anything. It was all a blur. Don't drink no more water because there's none of that.
Don't drink no more water because there's none of that.
Go ahead and explain that. If you can make that, if you could give that a logical explanation, then I can tell you exactly the amount of weight, how much the suits weighed, Ortiz and Fury too. I can tell you. Hey, hi trolls. Stay out my email, you weirdos. What's wrong with y'all? There you go. Tay in the building. He can tell you how heavy it was. I'm telling you. So salute to Kevin Ioli for proving what old media is. Salute to Adrian Broner. You ain't with me. The entire PBC should be saying that. I'm saying PBC for a reason. You ain't with me. You know what? If you was real media, there is nothing wrong with saying that you was mistaken. There's nothing wrong with looking at a situation and getting out your feelings and just reporting the news as it happens. You know what it is to get out your feelings and just report what you're seeing? Getting out your feelings and just reporting what you're seeing and accepting what happened is watching KK Kovalev beat Bernard Hopkins' ass all over the damn ring. Getting out your feelings and reporting the truth is saying, you know what? KK Kovalev, he's the best person at 175 when he was. I hated every second of it, but at one point, was it not the truth? That's what it was. Until Andre Ward, that's what it was. Hey, man. Kevin Ioli, getting out your feelings is addressing what I just played. You call bullshit on the accusations for Breland? Fine. You're entitled to that. Whatever. I call bullshit on you. But you can't say that this is a conspiracy theory. You can't say that. Not anymore. We have too much evidence. Guess what? Deontay has medical evidence. The injuries he sustained to his skull are inconsistent with the boxing glove. And that evidence played a huge part in the arbitration. Everyone loves to say, oh, well, it would have, the toxicology report would have showed up. How do you know that? Did Anthony Joshua have anything in this toxicology report? Can we all agree? All right, now watch this. How's this for me being fair? And I've said this when it happened. Blue was talking about it last night. Can we agree that AJ didn't look right against Andy Ruiz? And I'm not taking nothing away from Andy Ruiz. I'm just calling it like how Ishe Smith said it. I'm going to call a spade a spade. Did AJ look well in that fight? No, he didn't. But what I do know is that after the fight, whatever was in AJ's system, it wore off like it wasn't even there. When his dad lunged at Eddie, he had to get between Eddie and his dad. He said, Dad, it's not them, it's me. Remember that? AJ looked fine. He didn't look woozy or whatever. And it's like it wore off. Do y'all know how these things you put inside these drinks work? You could molly somebody and they could be messed up for all of 10 minutes and then it'll wear off like it wasn't even there. They got some amazing stuff in there, out there. Don't ever put your drink down. I don't drink. But when I did drink, and I was at the club or whatever, and I, babysitting a Heineken bottle, I always put my thumb over it, and I hold the bottle just like this. I put my thumb over it. Yo, shorty, what you doing? Don't touch me. What you doing? Don't touch me. Let's fight, Snacks B. You will literally sweat it out your damn system. And it doesn't have to be an abundance of something, but you could sweat it right out. Especially if toxicology reports are looking for specific things. We're going to look for this, 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 and this. Hey, man. Stop me from lying. AJ's talking about, punches from the gods and everything. Nobody called him out on that, by the way, except us. He was like, whoa, punches from the gods. But I knew I had an inside ear in the garden. I didn't bother watching the fight. I went to work that night. Matter of fact, my brother Thomas, who's in the chat, when I got off the bus, he's one of the people that called me and said, yo, did you see the fight? I said, no. He said, AJ lost. I said, what? He said, yeah, he got dropped like 9 times. I said, what? I went home, watched the fight. I said, all right, I laughed because not more or less at AJ, but I didn't like his fan base. And, they were totally packed hard level at that point. And I said, something ain't right. Then they put the mic. Remember they put the mic over his corner? And he said, Waldo, I feel this way. Remember that? That wasn't from no punches, man. He was fighting through something. And I got word of things that I seen backstage because I knew somebody that worked there. I ain't gonna get no over that. Y'all saw Eddie's face after that? He was not expecting that. Whatever happened to AJ was beyond his control, and he had nothing to do with it. They got AJ. They got Deontay. Same way, it's just that Deontay handled it different. That last exchange before that tower came flying in, look at that last exchange. He hit Tyson with a counter and backed him up. Whatever was in his system was wearing off. Like AJ got up off the floor and didn't respond to the ref, and they waved it off, it was wearing off. So whatever it is, it's good enough to goof you up for maybe about 30 minutes, and then it disappears like it wasn't even there. Stop acting like there's not drugs out here that won't show up on these reports. This is a creative situation. Go look at the fight. Go watch AJ. AJ didn't look normal. Sure, he knocked Ruiz down. Ruiz is tough. And let's not get it messed up. Ruiz, I like Andy Ruiz. But AJ wasn't right that night. He's in the corner. They have the mic over there. He says, why do I feel this way? And I said, he didn't look right. But whatever. I'm going to stick it to the AJ fans as they come to me. But he didn't look right. Yeah. Deontay's helmet comes off. Did he look right? Huh? Did he look right? Did he look right, Kevin Ioli? All of these these excuses. So what, he fired Mark Breland. The trolls, the detractors, the haters, all of them had a problem with Mark Breland. Was you telling people to shut up and mind your business about Mark Breland? He's a decorated amateur, former champion, and actor, all this other stuff. Would you come in the back for Mark Breland, or was you silent? Because silence is justifying the nonsense. It's just as bad being quiet. Oh, I saw the robbery, but why didn't you say anything? We didn't want you to intervene because you could put yourself in danger. Why didn't you call anybody? Well, I'm just minding my business. I'll just mind my business. Check this out. And I'm talking to my people right now. My people, these people, in our hood, we call it snitching. In the suburbs, they call it neighborhood watch. Where are you safer? Just a little nugget for y'all. So I'm asking you, Kevin Ioli, is Deontay full of shit?
Don't drink no more water because there's none of that. I don't remember anything. It was all a blur. Don't drink no more water because there's none of that.
The only person from old media that I can trust is this man.
You see, the one thing I do like though is like because people are questioning Fury now, and he should be questioned because he really got let off the hook when he tested positive way back when. If the drug testing system was better in England, he never would have got to Vladimir Klitschko. He would have got caught in the Christian Hammer fight before he got to Klitschko, and he never would have had that opportunity to fight for the championship. So, and he was never made to pay for it. I mean, yeah, he got the backdated suspension, but like I said, he made the whole crazy story with the having uncastrated boar meat and all that. I know I'm repeating myself here, but it has to be said because no one's ever held him accountable for his actions. Every time he does something stupid, he just says something crazy. People write it, they laugh it off. I'm not going to sit here and say white privilege, but it's really teetering pretty close to that. I mean, think about it. Think about it. I mean, up until maybe a couple, we saw Fury roaming around maskless. Deontay Wilder caught more hell for wearing headphones at a press conference than Fury did for, his irresponsible actions in getting this fight postponed.
Salute to my brother Southern T Boxing. That was Jake Donovan, ladies and gentlemen. Jake Donovan. So I know Kevin Ioli might say, hey, man, those guys hate us. Look, there's no hate. I'll look for clarity. Kevin Ioli, you can get right with me. You might have an easier way to go. But if you duck a conversation, you're proving everything that we know about you. Because right now it's what we know. I have a conversation that you had in writing. You're not giving the former heavyweight champion, the American heavyweight champion, any consideration, which is wrong in itself. You're mad that he got rid of Mark Breland and you blamed him for poisoning him. I want you to come and explain that. I have questions. No one's going to come on here and disrespect you and violate you and scream and curse at you. That's not what I do. Not to you. And if you choose to come on my platform, I'm going to show you the utmost respect unless you try and disrespect me. And then I would just tell you have a nice day. But I would want nothing more. Maybe you'll feel safe if I have Jake Donovan on here with you to mediate the whole situation, to assure you that this won't be a shit show. I have questions. I want you to explain yourself. I want you to reiterate. Your boss told you not to release the audio for what? What is the purpose of having a 30-minute interview with the former American champion for you not to release it? And I don't know if your boss and Keith Oddic's boss is the same person, but why was it okay for him he just put in writing? That had to have been. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but was that not from the same interview? Because he does say the suit felt heavy, but once again, it's a bunch of fluff. He didn't know what was going on until we see video of him being told not to drink no water. Not only being told not to drink no water, but he was declining water. And that video of him declining water, that's old. That was last year that was found. That video is everywhere. What was your response to that? What was your response to Mark Breland said, I never gave him no water? And in between rounds, you see him giving him water. What is your response to Tay Jones saying, yo, nah, he wasn't right. He was shaking his legs out. What is your response? Maybe I'm calling for a panel here, man. I'm calling for a panel here, man. I want Kevin Ioli and I want Ishe Smith on my panel. I'll ask Jake Donovan, can he be here so they can feel safe? I'll have Tay Jones on the panel so they can feel safe. And we want to have a conversation. That's what we call a debate, not that shit show that I reviewed the other day. In the UK, the boxing heavyweight debate. It wasn't a debate. Everybody was on the same page and they agreed with each other. It's not a debate. That's a de-blowing contest. Who can floss the teeth with the pubes best? Everybody agreed. That's proper boxing talk. No, it wasn't. It was a de-blowing session. That's all it was. It was a bukkake session. Get out of here. I'm calling for a debate with old media versus me, the LDBC. I will ask Jake Donovan, because Kevin Ioli ain't going to respond to me. I will ask Jake Donovan, could you reach out to your guy? Because I have questions. Enough is enough with this nonsense. Ishe Smith, whatever. Maybe Ishe Smith will feel safe if he see a couple of white faces on here. Yeah, I said it. I got questions for you, young man. Ain't no one flinging no threats. I ain't gonna, oh, yeah, I'll do this. No. I'm not a gangster, man. I'm a working man. I ain't got time for that. Jail is very real. That's why you have to watch what you say. That's why you have to watch what you say. That's why you have to watch what you... When I repeat myself, I'm sending a message to people. Sometimes y'all don't get it. But I'm calling for a conversation because enough is enough. One of us is right. One of us is wrong. I can support what I say. I can support everything that I say. This article that was written about the suit, I like how he put in something that was said 2 days after the fight. And then you slipped it in and said that you were only allowed 2 questions. A second question about the suit was prohibited. It's something that you said. Go read it. Cleverly written, man. Cleverly written. But I caught you. Oh man, I'm not concerned about Mike Coppinger. He works for MTK Global. Don't care. Kevin Ioli, you don't know who the LDBC is? I assure you you're lying, but come on and find out. We're working people of all walks of life who love a sport that doesn't love us. And apparently, it is in your best interest to force a certain agenda because you make a living off of doing that. I don't make a living off of this. I make some change, but I don't make a living off of this. You do. Thank you, Southern T. I'm calling for it. I want to have a conversation. I'm tired of reading things that you wrote because I don't want to misquote you. I will read what you told a buddy of mine, and I want you to explain it. And I will tell you why we're coming, how we're coming. I'm gonna tell you. This is why we say that. I'll have Tay Jones on panel, who was there, who can interpret everything. And I want to see what you have to say. And I will show respect to my elders. You're my elder, which is why this behavior to me from you is unbecoming. You know what that is? Unbecoming. You're a media member. You went to school for journalism, which means I also know that you know how to manipulate a story. Keith Iddick, very good job writing that about that suit. It's not your fault that a couple of, 5 assholes emailed me. See, he said it. I'm like, these guys didn't even listen to, he didn't say this. And I said, this gotta be from the interview after the fight. And as I'm reading it, it was the interview 2 days after the fight. So that has to be from the same call interview that you were on, Kevin Ioli. All I want is a conversation. I want Kevin Ioli on the panel. I want Ishe Smith on the panel. I would like Jake Donovan on the panel. and Tay Jones, and we can have an educated conversation. No emotions. We just want to clear the air. You just want, and the reason why I want Jake Donovan there is because he has no. First of all, your media, you're not supposed to really have a horse in the race, but he's making sense when he says certain things. He's saying what we've been saying the whole time. Conspiracy? No. How many times did ESPN even mention the arbitration? You know when they mentioned the arbitration? After it's been going on all year long? They mentioned it after D won it. And then when he won it, what did they say? They accused him of disrupting Undisputed. Whole time when AJ had his belts and Deontay Wilder had the final piece to the puzzle, he had the last Infinity Stone, they weren't talking about Undisputed. I'm sorry, when they did mention it, they lied. You want proof of that? They told a half-truth. It's finally happening. Deontay Wilder accepted terms to fight Anthony Joshua for the heavyweight title. That was back in 2018. Okay? All right? I ain't got to lie, man. I have questions. I get on here and I clown around a lot, and sometimes my emotions do get the best of me because I'm human. I'm human. But I always wondered, you ever saw somebody write something and you're like, that's not right. I wonder what would happen if I was in front of their face and I'd ask them this question. How would they respond to it? And I could decipher between fact and fiction, what's real and what's bullshit. And all I would want Kevin Ioli to do, and Kevin, you had more than enough time to watch my show and do your homework. You know what I'm going to do. You know the evidence I'm going to present. I played it here today. You had more than enough time to get your homework together. And in my opinion, when I'm done with you, the only thing you should be saying is, you know what? On second thought, you guys are right. Something is fishy. That's the only thing that you can say. Because this whole thing stinks. The whole thing stinks, and you know it. The fact that this is an American, American media doing this, that's the disgusting part. Because some of you, and I'm not saying Kevin Ioli or whatever, but some of you are super patriots, some of you, except when it comes to Deontay Wilder. If you're MAGA, you should be Wilder, according to the ideology, right? Because MAGA, y'all not racist. But if you make America great again and this is our country, whatever, when it comes to something as minor as sports, all you should be seeing is the American champion lost. He needs to get his belt back. That's it. Right? But you say you don't believe a word he's saying, Kevin Ioli. And as time went by, I know Southern T. As time went by, more and more of the stuff, the conspiracies, right, turned out to carry a lot of weight. So I want you to try and tell me that everything that Deontay said on that call is wrong. Try and tell me that, please. I know Southern T, and you know what? They can disregard Sugar Hill because Sugar Hill disregarded it. And I tell everybody, I'm not even the one that stole the show on there. Deacon 305, what he said to Sugar Hill, that was the show. Never mind what I said. Never mind what I said. They already tried to lie on me. Ask Devin Alexander, my brother, Devin Alexander. They done chopped and screwed the interview up and made it look like all I did was bark on Sugar Hill. Devin didn't even know we had a 35-minute conversation. By the time he saw it, it was like 4 minutes. That's why he got mad. And I said, no, brother, this is what they try to do to us. But we had a conversation, and that's the fam right now. Salute to Devin Alexander. So I know how to handle these things. So I want Kevin Ioli on my platform so we can have a conversation. I want Ishe Smith on my platform so we can have a conversation. I would have Jake Donovan here, and I'll have Tay Jones on the panel because he's from the camp. And Jake Donovan says some things that support what we say. He asks questions. How does Deontay Wilder catch all this ridicule? But this guy, they say nothing. How many times did ESPN even mention that he has no license to fight? That Fury has no license to fight in the UK? They don't talk about it. Right. But anyway, that's my time. The General's on. Let's head over there. Smash the like button on the way out. Salute to the chat, super chat, Cash Apps, Zells, Venmo. Salute to all of y'all, man. And we're the closest thing to keeping this thing pure that you're ever going to get, man. We love boxing. Boxing don't love us. And all we want is the truth. Time reveals all truth, and there lies nothing but a long way to the truth. And here we are. The real news is not the interview, not Deontay Wilder's integrity. The real news is Fury had COVID twice. Nobody knew that. That's the news. Kevin. Bronx on deck. Move!